Well, welcome back, friends, to Life Coaching for Mompreneurs. We are in the home stretch of this launch week podcast series for Illuminate You Collective. And today's conversation is all about turning awareness into action. And I hope that this has been really eye-opening for you just to kind of get a peek inside to what goes down in Illuminate You Collective. And if you have any questions, feel free just to find me on Instagram at Martine31Williams or come email me at martine@martinewilliams.com. Happy to answer any questions that you have. But today we're going to be diving into two more of the concepts inside the collective. The first one is conducting a life audit, and the second one is creating your progress over perfection plan, or as you'll hear me say, the POP plan. These two tools help you to stop the cycle of I don't have time and start living with more clarity, more confidence, and yes, more peace. This is the reset that actually sticks because it's not just about what you know, it's about what you do with what you know. So let's get into it. Welcome to the Life Coaching for Mompreneurs podcast, where you will learn simple solutions to win at work without losing at home. Hi, my name is Martine Williams, and I'm your host and CEO, your Chief Encouragement Officer. And this podcast is your one-stop shop to creating a burnout-proof life and business by elevating your clarity, confidence, and courage. Friends, it's time to say goodbye to being the yes girl, to procrastinating on your goals and living in overwhelm. And it's time to say hello to creating healthy boundaries, healthy mindsets, and healthy habits so that you can achieve work-life harmony. Your next breakthrough starts here. This is the Life Coaching for Mompreneurs podcast. Let's do this. Let's start out with talking about life audits. Have you ever felt like your life is running you instead of the other way around? Like you're juggling so many roles, but nothing is actually getting your full attention. And definitely not you. You're not even on the plate at all. This is exactly why I teach the life audit. It's like dumping out your purse, and stay with me because you know what I mean. You can't reorganize or clean it up until you see what all is in there. It's kind of like your closet too. So a life audit gives you a full picture of what's going on in your actual life, not just what's on your to-do list. So many of us live and die by our to-do list. And sometimes the things on our to-do list are not even the most important things, or they're not even the things that are going to move the needle. So we walk through the key areas of your life. We're looking at your business or your career. We're looking at your relationships. We're looking at your family dynamics. We're looking at your own self-care, your physical environment, your routines, your values, and your goals. And I'm not just talking about identifying like what's bad or what's broken. This is a no judgment zone. It's more about just getting honest and curious, because self-awareness is the first step. We got to know what's going on in your life. How are things going in these 10 key areas of life? Where are the areas of opportunity for growth? What's working? What's draining you? What's been put on autopilot that actually needs to be reevaluated? This is something that I do regularly, so that I can catch the overwhelm. I can catch myself just doing things out of obligation versus the things that are most important. It helps me to create essentialism in my business and in my life, and to keep things super simple. For me, simplicity is everything, because in my states of burnout and in my states of overwhelm, in my states of lack of confidence, it came from me burying myself in responsibilities and trying to be everything to everyone. And if everything is a priority, then nothing really is. So, and at the bottom of the pile was me. Like I couldn't even find me anymore. I was not even on my radar. So you are the asset. You've heard me say that before. And if you haven't, I firmly believe that you are your greatest asset, and your business and your parenting and your marriage and all the other things are only as healthy as you are. So that's really when I realized that burnout also for me doesn't come, and I find for most people, from just doing too much. Because I've had people do this process before, and we've looked at their time too. And it's not that they're overworking or they're working like 60, 70 hours a week. It's coming from doing too little of what actually lights them up, or doing more, they're doing more of the wrong things. I'm saying that in quotes, and less of the right things. And you get to define what the right things are and what the wrong things are for this season of your life. This step in the collective is eye-opening for so many women. It helps you to clearly see why you feel out of sync, what maybe you've outgrown, meaning like this no longer serves me, this is not a priority, or this is a priority to everyone else, so I feel like it should be mine, and where your energy actually needs to go. So it gives you permission to stop hustling through the noise and start being intentional again. It keeps you from trying to boil the ocean, build Rome in a day, and fix all the areas of your life, which is what happens at the beginning of the year. People get super excited and super ambitious, and we set goals on all the different things, and then we get overwhelmed and then we stop. So this gives you permission to work clearly and purposefully and intentionally on the one main area, or maybe two or three areas of your life that will have a domino effect. So this is where the bridge from awareness to action happens, is when you actually take what you've learned from your pro scan and your personality blueprint, from your life audit, and then you start to put it into action. So this is where we now build out your progress over perfection plan. And this is the final concept that we're going to talk about here on the podcast. There's many other ones, but these are the core concepts. Once you've completed your life audit, it's time to take that insight and do something with it. And this is where this POP plan comes in. And I want to be real for a second. How many times have you tried to create a perfect plan that fell apart in a week? Yeah, me too. That's why I don't teach perfection. I teach progress. And that's why I also lay the foundation of, okay, who is she? What is her personality blueprint? And how can we make her plan her own? Because it helps you to set aligned goals based on what actually matters to you, what's in alignment with your energy and what you want to achieve. It helps you to break those goals into small, doable steps. So in the POP plan, we're very clear on the action steps that you're going to take. And then we make room for grace, because we're not about perfection here, friend. We make room for adjustment, being flexible, being curious, and we make room for real life, because it happens. Because mompreneur life isn't clean and neat. Someone gets sick, the school calendar changes, a client falls through. It's constant. And if your plan only works under perfect conditions, and it's not a plan that's going to support you long term. And so we also make room for grace, adjustment in real life. What this plan gives you is momentum, and momentum builds confidence. You start proving to yourself, I can do this one small step at a time. I call it my action wheel. Action creates clarity. Clarity brings confidence. Confidence creates more action. So we just have to start. We have to get started, and one small step at a time will help to build the confidence, build the momentum, and ultimately create massive results for you. Hey friend, let's talk. It's time to book your clarity call. We are going to spend 1 full hour focused on you. A clarity call isn't about pressure. It's about possibilities. It's about you. You having a space to talk through what's on your heart and mind, you walking away with a clear vision and practical next steps, and you feeling confident in what's next and how to get there. You don't need to have it all figured out. That's my job. All you need to do is show up, and we'll figure it out together. This is the best hour you can invest in yourself right now. Not in 6 months from now, not next month, right now. And don't just take my word for it. Here's what one of my coaching clients had to say after working together.
Working with Martine has been a game changer. Honestly, I was reluctant at first because of the cost, but after my first session, I quickly came to realize that her expertise is exactly what I needed. She went over my personality pro scan with me that ultimately gave me the insight I needed to know about myself, such as my strengths and my weaknesses. This enables me to better understand myself, how I relate to others on a personal and professional level. It has been eye-opening. Martine is encouraging, understanding, and gives tough love when it's needed. She will go over and beyond for you. I absolutely adore her.
That transformation, it starts with one conversation. It's time to stop spinning your wheels and start making real progress. So head right now to martinewilliams.com or in the show notes and grab your private clarity call spot on my calendar before they're gone. And since I personally monitor my inbox, if you don't see a time slot that fits your calendar, just send me an email at martinewilliams.com with 3 times that do work, and I will make it work for you. All right, friend, let's get back to the show. So inside the collective, I'll walk you through creating this for yourself and we'll do it together. Now, why does this combo work so well together? Awareness about action leads with awareness without action just leads to more guilt. But action without clarity leads to more burnout. So you need both. You need the life audit to give you the clarity and to really set intention around priority. And then you need the POP plan to give you the direction. And together they help you to feel like you again because you're making progress. You're not just someone checking boxes. You're not someone who's just hustling through the burnout or living on autopilot. So let's recap what you're walking away with today. So the life audit is another core concept, helps you to reset by evaluating all the areas of your life, or not all, but 10 key areas of your life, and uncovering what's aligned and what's not. Where do you feel most joyful? Where do you not? Where are the areas of opportunity, of growth, and where are the opportunities that you're doing really, really well? And then the progress over perfection plan helps you to implement that insight in a doable, sustainable way. They're both built into the heart and the core of Illuminate You Collective because they are the bridge between thinking and doing and stalling and succeeding. They're the bridge between perfectionism and progress. And if you're listening right now and you're thinking, I need this kind of clarity, I need a plan that actually works for me, then I want to invite you again into the Illuminate You Collective. This isn't a cookie cutter program. It's coaching and support tailored to you, your personality, your pace, your priorities. And we don't do hustle. We do honest alignment. And if you are ready to stop spinning your wheels and start moving forward with intention, I got you. I got your back, and your community will have your back too. And let's talk about, just for some final thoughts for you. What becomes possible when you stop surviving and you start aligning? What becomes possible when you are the most healthiest, confident, known, understanding herself person? What becomes possible when that's the you that shows up to your work? What becomes possible when that's you that shows up to your family? When you're no longer running on autopilot, you're no longer trying to prove or perfect or keep up with everyone else. Like, what shifts? What becomes possible? There's a ripple effect of this alignment. There's a ripple effect of this version of you that I'm calling you into. When you begin to understand your unique strengths, your true priorities, and your natural rhythm, things start to change. You make decisions faster because you know what matters. You feel more energized because you're working with your personality, not against it. You show up in your business with confidence because you trust yourself again. You speak up in your relationships because you're no longer second guessing what you need. You know, it's very clear what you need. And you have the beliefs and the thoughts to support that. This is the power of alignment. And it doesn't just shift your mindset, it shifts your outcomes. It shifts your outcomes. I have seen clients whose businesses have been birthed through this process of getting really clear of, this is what I want, this is the kind of business I want to have. I've seen clients with super successful businesses be able to take their own self-concept and confidence to a whole new level, which in the end also increases their profits. I've seen clients streamline their offers to create more impact and less overwhelm, like not trying to offer all the things, but just getting really, really excited about a few. I've seen them show up for their families with presence instead of pressure, like not just checking it off a list, but actually showing up fully present. And I've seen clients say no without guilt and say yes with intention. You're no longer chasing goals. You're building a life that supports you while you pursue them. And that's the goal. Like, you can hustle and you can create huge success But are you building a life that supports you while you do that? Are you doing it from a place of strength versus a place of stress? And so here is also what becomes possible when you operate from alignment. Your business grows because you grow. Your relationships deepen because you're no longer performing. You have time. Your energy returns because you're not constantly hustling for worthiness. You're not attaching your productivity to your worthiness. Your time feels so spacious and luxurious because you're not trying to do it all anymore. And your goals become meaningful, which actually makes them more attainable. Reasons equal results. So this is the ripple effect of doing this deep work. This is the ripple effect of doing what the unsuccessful person is not willing to do, is to know your strengths, to manage your mindset, to rewire your habits, building boundaries that support your vision, prioritizing what matters most. So inside Illuminate You Collective, this is what we do. And each week we meet for live breakthrough sessions that help you to clarify what matters, because you can be really clear on one call and the next call, it's all cloudy again. So we're going to clarify what matters. We're going to work through your belief blocks. We're going to build your emotional resilience, and we're going to align your actions with what you value. We're going to align your actions with what you actually want, and from a place of strength versus stress. And when we do it in community, because we do it in community, you also don't have to figure it out all alone. So if you're ready, friend, to experience this shift and not just talk about it anymore, and not just say, I really should do this, or I really want to do this. I want to personally invite you to join me inside the Illuminate You Collective. So you're going to go ahead to martinewilliams.com/the collective to learn more and to get started. So I'll leave you with some final thoughts as we wrap up this series. You've tried surviving. You've tried doing it all. You've tried waiting for things to slow down. Maybe you've been living by the one-day strategy for years now. And what if instead you decided to align today? What if instead you decided that today was your day one, that enough is enough, that you want to feel like you again? You want to build that business from a place of confidence and strength versus chaos, confusion, and stress. That's what's possible when you do this work. That's what's possible when you come inside the Illuminate You Collective. You don't have to do more. You just have to do the right things in the right rhythm for you. And it is possible. And I'm here to help you do exactly that. And so will be your Illuminate You community. So thanks for listening, for tuning in, and we will be returning Turquoise Talk guest back to the show. So you get to hear from someone else coming up, and I'm really excited about the guests that we have on the show coming up. But I'm most excited to welcome all of my new students into Illuminate You Collective. It's going to be an amazing 4 months together, and I look forward to seeing you on the inside. Well, that's a wrap, friends. Thank you for tuning in to today's episode. I really hope it met you right where you are and gave you some encouragement for your day. Could you do me the biggest favor and leave me a rating and review? Seriously, it's the best way for you to support the show. And while you're there, be sure to follow the show so you never miss an episode. Thanks again. And until next time, I am believing in you always.